Hi, I'm Rob Berghage, Penn State floriculturist, and we're here today in the Hints Alumni Garden, and we're going to show you how to be able to bring some of your beautiful plants that you bought this spring and had glorious plants all summer indoors so you can keep them alive all winter. All these beautiful plants that you put out this spring that have done extremely well for you in your garden are going to very soon be succumbing to the inevitable first frost and die. What can you do about that? Well, we can take cuttings and bring them indoors. Some of the plants that we can do that with are things like the streptocarpus, begonias, like this lovely hybrid begonia, or the fuchsia that you see here. All of these are very suitable as houseplants, and we can bring them indoors. Why don't you want to just dig it up and bring it indoors? Well, a couple of reasons. One, the soil is too heavy. It's not going to drain well when you put it into a small pot. The plant's going to probably die. And of course, the plants are very large and they're just too big for that indoor setting. So the real alternative for you is to take a cutting and bring it into the house and start over from scratch. What you need to do that is a very sharp knife, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So select a plant, select a cutting with good quality leaves, healthy plant, and about maybe 3 to 4 inches depending on the plant type, and then just snip it off. And now we'll go over and show you how to put this into some potting soil. First thing we need to do is remove any flowers that happen to be on that cutting. The reason we're going to do this is because those flowers are drawing energy from the plant, and we want all of the available energy in that plant to go into developing new roots. Now, the leaves on this plant are going to be losing water. It no longer has water roots attached, so it can't take up water that way. One other thing that we can do to help sometimes if we have a lot of leaves is to remove a little bit of the leaf surface area to help reduce some of the desiccation that's going to occur. Now we're going to stick this into some potting soil or into some kind of a rooting medium. You have a number of options. You can use something like perlite or vermiculite. You want something that drains fairly well but holds enough water to keep that plant moist. We're going to stick directly into a good quality potting soil, which is also an excellent medium. The advantage here is, of course, we don't have to transplant it once it's developed roots. Last thing we're going to do before we stick it into the potting soil is we're going to remove any leaves that would be below the soil line after the plant is stuck, because those are places where the plant might rot or you might get disease organisms entering into the plant. So now we'll stick that into our potting soil. Now we've got this pretty little plant here. It's still going to be losing water from these leaves. We want to keep the humidity high around that plant, so we're going to place a plastic bag over the top of it that will keep the plant into something close to 100% humidity and allow it to develop roots without wilting severely. For that to work, of course, we need to put it into indirect sunlight. Indirect light. Direct sunlight is just going to cook the plant, so the last thing we're going to do is move it into a spot where it's in indirect light, like a north-facing window, and in about 3 weeks or so you should have a nice new rooted cutting.
A copy of the program you've just seen can be purchased through Penn State Media Sales at mediasales.psu.edu or by calling 800-770-2111.